Joining me now to talk more about the impact on Americans and the role Congress plays in declaring war, Congressman Don Bacon, also the former wing commander of the 55th here in the Omaha Metro. Congressman Bacon, when did you learn about the war with Iran?
I learned that right when the strikes occurred. We were not forewarned before the strike. So right when the strikes occurred, I learned of it, and then I learned shortly thereafter that the Ayatollah and about 40 of his henchmen were also killed shortly thereafter. And I was with mainly a lot of Republicans. We had a Republican conference while this was going on.
Were you surprised, or did you suspect something was coming?
I was not surprised because the president told the Iranian people, that if they protest, that we would be by their side. And then we, in short order, saw roughly 50,000 Iranians murdered by their government. You can't put a vacant or an empty promise out there like that. I think the president, when he made that commitment, had to step in and do what he said he was going to do. Two, the Iranians have been killing us since 1979. They've been at war with us the entire time. And I just think people in the White House, the National Security Council like Rubio, and others around them know that action has to be taken at some point. You can't let a country like Iran kill roughly 1,000 Americans, which is what they've done since 1979, and not come back hard at them. And I've had friends killed by these guys. I had a friend of mine killed at Khobar Towers in 1996. And we had 241 Marines killed in the Marine barracks. And there's so many examples. When I served in Iraq for 2006 and 2007, our area of Baghdad was targeted every single day by Iranian proxy groups. On a good day, it was 3 rockets that would hit our area. On a bad day, 30. And it was all from them.
From a congressional standpoint, do you believe you should have had more say-so, or do you believe the president acted appropriately?
I'm going to give you a complicated answer, and I sort of agree with the George Will article that recently came out. If he comes to us first, surprise is blown. So you can't really, if you're the president, you come, I want to wage war against Iran. Well, the secret's out. The Iranians are going to hide. They're going to move their stuff around. So you got to give the president some leeway to conduct military operations. Now, where I think Congress fits in is if they're extended operations, not just a one-time strike or a two-time strike. But if this is going to go on for a period of time, he has to come to us. In fact, by law, if he's doing combat operations for over 60 days, he either has to have our approval or stop, right? So we have the ability to weigh in on a more long-term, if it's a long-term combat operations, we have that ability. Now, we did vote on the War Powers Act last week, and I voted no on that, which is a sign of support for these operations. I think it was time. But we can always come back and say, no, we're going to do a War Powers vote. And the president, by law, has only 60 days where he has to come and get approval.
Right.
So that's where we're at.
There are reports coming out about civilian casualties likely at the hands of U.S. missiles. As an American public, how do we reckon with that cost of war?
Candor and honesty. You know, things happen in war. War is unpredictable. It's high risk. Who would have guessed Kuwait would have shot down 3 F-15s ours by accident? Because it's war. There's fog and friction. It's right out of Clausewitz when he talks about war. His book on war talks about that. In this case, we should know for 100% confidence that we did not intentionally target a school. Now, a couple things could have happened. It could have been we thought it was part of the IRGC base, which was right there. So it could have been a mistaken target. It could be one of our weapons got damaged as coming in, went off course. Initially, I thought it was an Iranian weapon that was trying to hit one of our aircraft and landed there. There's a lot of damage when people are trying to shoot down your aircraft, and those weapons come down somewhere, and they kill civilians sometimes. I thought that was a possibility. Right now, we're not too sure what it is, but our government should be honest, transparent. We know we didn't do it intentionally, but whatever it is, we should be very candid about it, not try to mask it.
We've talked about some of the economic concerns here at home with a conflict like this in Iran. Is there anything Congress can do to lessen the impact on the American public?
I think we've done some things already. We're producing more energy than we've ever had. We're the leading energy producer in the world right now, United States, more so than Saudi Arabia and other countries. I think that's the important part. Two, I think this is a temporary increase, with the cost, because the Straits of Hormuz have been closed down. In fact, Iran had targeted some ships today, and so we had 2 or 3 ships that were hit just trying to get through there. So one thing we can do is really work hard to secure the Straits of Hormuz and stop Iran from using anti-cruise missiles or shipping missiles that they're using. And we got to do everything we can to secure those straits so traffic can start going through.
Right.
I think once we do that, the prices will start coming back down. And then if Iran changes and a new government or whatever it may be, we can bring them back on the market. And then we're going to see prices go significantly down. I think we should have expected that these prices would go up in a crisis. They always do. Our goal should be to get this over with Iran in like a month and secure the straits. And I think these prices will come back to normal. What we saw over the past year where prices were going the right direction, mainly because we had a high supply of energy. And so I think the parameters are there to get us back to good gas prices once we secure the straits.
Congressman, we only have about 30 seconds left, but what needs to happen to get this over with in a month?
I think ultimately it's regime change. Even if we don't change the regime, but we hit all these military targets, within 2 years, 5 years, whatever it may be, they're going to be targeting us again. They're going to be making a nuclear weapon. Ultimately, we got to get a government that represents the people. That they want to have peace with their neighbors. They do not want a nuclear weapon.
Nebraska Congressman Don Bacon joining us today. Thank you so much.